Hi, Angela Bussio here with another 21st Century Real Stress Solution in-depth report on a new innovative application of using lights to help our bodies be stronger, to help our immune systems. I wanted to have this discussion with Aaron Goldheart, CEO of Tesla Energy Lights, because I'm absolutely intrigued and astounded at the new technologies that are available to help us manage our stress in these stressful times. So I hope that you'll enjoy this journey today as we learn about how lights can help us manage our stress. Let's have a conversation with Aaron Goldheart, CEO and developer of Tesla Energy Lights, which is this new technology using lights and frequencies for managing our stress. And Aaron, thank you for talking with us today.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here, Angela.
Well, I was so intrigued as I walked by and saw you doing a session with what looked to me like a space-age light, beams of light. And it kind of reminded me of Star Trek, the engine room in Star Trek. And I thought, that's really fascinating that we're using lights in this kind of an application. And I was wondering if you could tell us and our audience a little bit more about recharging the body with frequencies of energy from Tesla lights. And can I ask you, what are Tesla lights? What is Tesla Energy or Tesla lights?
Well, Tesla was the originator of electricity and motors back about 100 years ago. So he was helping Lakosky, who was building a multi-wave oscillator system. And in that donation that he made to humanity for our electricity, enabled us to have such a device that would allow us to see frequencies being used at their finest. And that's what these are.
So how is Tesla light different from a regular light bulb? What makes this light special?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, first of all the tubes use gases. There's no filament. We're all familiar today with fluorescent bulbs that we're replacing incandescent lights with. And so very similarly, the tubes light up on contact, and when they do, they emit ions. So those ions is what's different because it's not heat. There's no heat involved.
Interesting.
It's simply frequencies. We call them lights because they light up. But what's really working are the frequencies, just like your cell phone. You use your cell phone, but you don't see the frequencies.
Right. So as you apply this application in a session, what it basically is it kind of like recharging your cell phone? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, very much like that, because we use the energy on a daily basis. It's called subtle energy. And in that subtle energy that comes from the tubes with the ions, take it in, we grow our energy, we build it up.
Kind of a recharging station.
Exactly, just like our cell phones. So each day or every other day, you have to plug it in to get the same maximum benefit.
I noticed on your sign that it says Subtle Energy Activation Donor System. Now, is subtle energy just describing that energy that keeps us alive every day? Is that what subtle energy is?
Yes, it is. Every plant and animal, not just human, has to have life force or subtle energy. There are many words for the same term. Some people call it chi. So regardless of what we call it, we all have it, and it's a common denominator. So if we terminate our lives, it goes away, right, which is why we die. So if we add to it, we're actually, in a sense, getting younger, because if you have more energy, you can do more.
That's awesome. So when you say it's a donor system, it's donating us some more light, some frequencies that add to our vitality and our life.
Because what that insinuates is that there are electron stealers. Now, what's an electron stealer would be something like an EMF, which we're very familiar with today, because most of the electronics that we use isn't made for human consumption. It really facilitates our lives, like computers and cell phones and cars and our electricity. But the reality is that on some level, it's discordant, and when we come into those fields, it actually takes away from us.
So we could say there's energy stealers,
Right.
which is the world that we live in. You know, our smart homes really make us stupid. They're stealing energy from us, our cell phones, and then this system is donating us energy back and helping to recharge us.
Right, and that's because of the way it was designed. It actually has a motor in it that has a transformer that are like others. The difference is that we chose to put in it a means to shield and protect those frequencies from being emitted, so it would be safe for a person to absorb the good frequencies that we're outputting.
And then the other words up here, ultra high harmonic. Does that just mean that these two frequencies are singing nicely together and that they blend together to give us a balance?
Yes, when you have tubes that are made out of different noble gases, they're the same gases we breathe, but they're put into the tubes like an essential oil. It's in their purity. So when they light up, they distribute a pure essence of that frequency from, let's say, oxygen or nitrogen or helium or even the Superman gas, krypton.
Ah, but do you have krypton in these tubes?
Yes, krypton is one of the tubes.
Interesting, so we'll tell Superman to stay away.
There you go.
Now, I'm looking back at these pictures back here, and I noticed that you have what looks like, to me, some cells under a microscope. Can you tell me what this picture is of these cells?
The cells start replicating themselves in a geometric pattern that means that it's very well balanced. There are single cells that are separated, and there's an imprint of energy in the center of the cell.
Would that be this kind of light, these little light modules that we kind of see inside the cell? And the fact that they're all separate is a good thing, right? They can absorb more of the nutrients when they're separated like that. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true, as a matter of fact.
And so not only is it recharging us, but it's possibly regenerating DNA or having a positive effect on our cells in some way.
Well, we certainly hope so.
Okay, very good. Well, let's talk a little bit about how this technology is available. Is it in spas? How is this technology available now, and how do you foresee it being used and consumed by people in the future, and even now in the very near future?
Well, we live in a society that has a lot of doubt and fear and chaos. It's not just EMFs, it's where are we going to be next year, the big 2012. So with that, there's a lot of stress, and the stress can cause other symptoms of other issues, and we'd like to see people relax and de-stress, and that's what the lights are all about. They're about relaxing in a horizontal position, as our classified study that showed us that soldiers coming back from Iraq would relax and actually rehabilitate in a very easy and natural way from the discordant behaviors from war and the shock and the shattered emotions. So what we saw in their discovery was they were able to go back into life and become more functional much quicker. And that's very essential with it war or not war.
Right.
And by doing that, on a casual basis and a periodic basis, maybe a few times a week even, a person's going to have a much better lifestyle. Hopefully they'll live longer and happier.
Well, it sounds like to me that this would be something that you would purchase for your home. Like we used to do tanning beds that were destroying us. Well, a lot of people, I guess, still do tanning beds. But this would be a device that you could actually put in your home and use in your home. Is that how it is used?
Yeah, people can, as consumers, purchase a system, utilize it in their spare room, put a massage table in there, and just enjoy it at their leisure for themselves, their children, their parents, even their dogs and cats and horses.
I love it. Well, I don't know if I'm going to have a horse in my bedroom anytime soon, but but I can certainly see. I know my pets seem to enjoy all the healthy things that we do for our family. But what an interesting new paradigm in managing stress. And someday, maybe every home will have a Tesla energy light system in it where we can de-stress.
There you go.
Well, thank you for talking to us today about this new 21st century real stress solution. To get more information about how you could possibly add a Tesla light system for your home, go to teslaenergylights.com/stress. It's been great being with you today. I hope this has been informative and a fun new look at how we might be managing stress in the very near future. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.